What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes.
We're off to a great start.
Episode 100, ladies and gentlemen. Quick little round of applause for us.
Come on. Let's put
Episode 100. We did it. We did it. We made it. We made it here. At times, it felt like the Patriots trying to score. We didn't know if we'd get there, but we got there, unlike the Patriots.
Most of the time we didn't.
Oh my gosh.
We got there. This is episode 100 of Tuck Rule Takes. No more player episodes, just numbers. We'll think of something to do with it, but gang's all here. Big Al's here, the one who brought this whole thing together. Liam's here. He brings the I don't even know what to say. You bring like kind of like the
devilish,
the zaniness,
devilishly
the
handsome charm.
Yeah, well, you know, I like to think that all of us, the majority of us on this podcast are relatively handsome. So, you know, do with that what you will. Whoever I'm not talking about, you know who you are.
I have the biggest calves of the group, though.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I will take the brunt of being on the ugly train. I will take that one on the chin.
I understand. I
take offense to Liam's comments. The biggest calves. I am.
Oh yeah.
Infamous, notoriously, worldwide. No, Mikey
bullshit.
Caps. That's what they called me.
No one's ever called you that ever. No one's ever called you that ever. No.
If I'm coming around the corner, you know what they see first? My calves.
Oh,
and then my cock.
You are
I feel like you're completely lying right now.
Oh God, no. I want to die. So I'm trying to smile through the pain.
Don't cry.
Okay, but this is episode 100. I think we all were hoping to come into the episode off a win, you know, first win of the year. The Patriots just straight up refused to do anything that would, you know, help us get to that point. Patriots lost 24-17 to the Miami Dolphins. They are currently last place in the AFC East. Yes, they are behind the Jets, who may be the worst team in the league next to the Bears. I want one of you guys to start it because, as you can see, I'm wearing all black today. Still repping New England sports. Yep. I got the Bruins hat on, but I am, as I prefaced this before we got on here, I am the most downtrodden about this team than I've been in many years past. I would say even the Cam Newton year, I was still a little bit higher on the team. Now, do not get me wrong. Like I told you guys, by the end of this episode, I guarantee you I will have talked myself into Super Bowl aspirations again. But I personally need this episode. I need this group therapy. So I want one of you guys to start it off wherever you want. Good if you can find any. I
got this.
There is good, but I'm just saying good, bad, special teams, DeMario Douglas, whoever. Go.
Mike's like a parent right now. He's like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I have nothing else to say.
Perfect. I still love you. But
when I get over this, I will love you again. But don't talk to me until then.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So here, I'll take the reins on this a little bit because I talked about this on my other podcast, Legends Lingo. So I'll kind of kick off the conversation. So obviously, Patriots lose 24-17 Sunday Night Football. Big game they needed, couldn't get. Here's kind of where I stand. And Mike, we talked off air about this. This was kind of my take that I have right now for this team. This team has the pieces to be good still in place. But right now, they are a team that you expect them to make a mistake down the stretch, and that's a problem.
The Vikings. We're the Vikings.
There's essentially right now they're the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm not trying to bring stuff from last year because we know last year offense was a train wreck, everything else. But look at the pattern of just the first two games. You put yourself in a huge hole with bad turnovers, bad mistakes. You get down 2 scores early. Then you start to wake up a little bit offensively. Then it looks like the game's out of reach. But then the Patriots find a way to claw back into the game. Then opportunities are given to them to complete the comeback in both of those games. And what happens? A non-toe tap by Kayshon Boutte here, a non-extra half yard from Cole Strange there. Not that those plays should have determined the whole game, but it's coming down to we need stuff to break our way, and it's not breaking our way.
The margin for error is slim right now. It's very
extremely slim.
Non-existent, some would even say.
Exactly. Especially when you put yourself in that big of a hole. Now, Mac Jones, you give credit. He has played, I think, first 2 games very, very well. Mm-hmm. The only mistake he made in that Miami game was the red zone pick. Other than that, I think he played extremely well, especially when he was pressured, because Miami was bringing pressure, even with Jalen Phillips being out of that game. But to kind of wrap up my kind of opening segment on this, you need to start beating those good teams in games like this. You had the Eagles, could have beat them. You had a chance to tie the Dolphins game up, and maybe you get bold and go for 2 and try to win it. But the point is, you still haven't done it. And until you do that, I unfortunately have gotten to the point where it's like, okay, how are they going to screw this up? And I don't want to be at that point. But here I am, and here we are. So that's my opening take. Got to clean it up a little bit. You got to clean it up.
Look at Al, the gloomy optimist here. I agree.
I have points. I want to go back to points on your thing, but I want everybody's going to kind of give this.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'll be covering plenty of what he said as well. It's so annoying because, like you said, things just aren't going our way to the point where it's almost expected. This streak that we've had going even back to last season, and I don't like to look back at last season and think of it as a continuation by any means, but we do recognize that last season ended on a bit of a sour note. The most annoying part is we're right there. Much like you said, Al, we're not a bad team. Like the Bengals are 0-2. No one gives a fuck. No one cares. Joe Burrow could have his leg amputated on the sidelines. No one's going to freak out about the Bengals. Everyone knows they're still a good team. We are still a good team. It just seems like new problems just keep erupting. Obviously, Mac Jones had that pick. We can probably talk about that later. I did not hate the play, did not hate what Mac Jones did. I like the aggressiveness. I think it was a perfect storm of shit from the throw and the catch, just collected to have a bad, heartbreaking interception. But
by the way, just real quick, Liam, hate to cut you off, but we have a little bit of breaking news, Patriots related.
Juicy.
It's not
great. What is it?
It's nothing crazy. So according to Adam Schefter 3 minutes ago, New England Patriots offensive tackle Trent Brown agreed to a revised, improved contract with the Patriots, with the team adding $2 million worth of incentives to his contract for this season, making his deal worth up to $13 million total compensation. Brown still is set to become a free agent after the season. The deal was negotiated by agent Drew Rosenhaus and Patriots executive Matt Groh. Again, that's according to Adam Schefter.
So they gave him a pay. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they gave him a pay increase.
It sounds like what they did is it's like a $2 million increase, but it's incentive based.
So now more cap space, but now you move. Boys.
No, I don't think it frees up any cap space, right?
Does it move any cap? It has to, right? If they move it to incentives.
That's the only tweet that I have right now. I'm sure more will come out with it. I'm sure Schefter, Ian Rappaport will kind of explain the details with the salary cap coming soon. But that literally came out maybe 5 minutes ago.
Well, if they're making cap space, Lyle Collins.
That'd be tight.
Bring your ass over here. All right, I'm sorry.
Liam. Didn't mean to cut you off. No, you're good.
Okay, so Trent Brown's here. Okay, cool.
Overall point.
I like it.
The identity on offense is so strange. Like, we only ran the ball last year, and now we can't run the ball. Mac Jones looks, like you said, Al, I think he looks great. But then we'll have those shitty, heartbreaking interceptions that I just talked about. It just seems like there's no consistency in what can go wrong, will go wrong with the Patriots. And the most annoying, the most heartbreaking part is we're in all these games, and it's the same ending. We come up just short. It's not even like what happened with the Broncos, where they are down 2 after a Hail Mary and they go for 2 and lose. We don't even get to the end zone. We don't even get to the red zone. Suspect calls where I thought for a second Booty had his feet in bounds. He clearly didn't. And then this past one, I'm sure we'll talk about it later. Extremely debatable. Cole Strange is the fucking man, regardless of the outcome. I think that guy's a stud forever embedded in my heart after that. But it just seems like what can go wrong will go wrong because we don't have a well enough rounded team. The run game blows, which makes no sense to me because we have 2 people that just put their head down and run straight, and they can't fucking do it. You can blame the offensive line if you want, but our offensive line wasn't great last year. It just seems like there's so many shortcomings with this team that just keep biting us in the ass. I was really hoping we could build momentum off that Eagles game, and we just completely fell flat on our face once again to start the game. Uh, it's so demoralizing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I watching this game, I want to say, I think maybe when it was 10-0 and the Dolphins were driving down the field at some point, thought to myself, this is the first time I thought this and said it out loud too. I was like, maybe we're just not that good. Like maybe we just can't keep up with any team anymore.
It does
And
feel
like
like
again,
that.
and so like I say these things, and mind you, I'm taking you through the mind of someone who I was very angry. There was a lot of different things going on watching that game. Now, some of the things that I'm gonna say are definitely gonna sound like your radio headline type things or whatever. Some of the things that I'm gonna say that I thought and all that, but like at the end of the day, though, since both of you guys brought up last year, team still feels completely different from last year because it's not like they're not even getting the chance to, or like it seems like it's too rushed to where even if things go right, they won't get there. Each of these games, you've thought that they've gotten the ball back, the Patriots, with enough time to score, and they've started to move the ball down the field. Yeah. It's just like it comes down to the last little thing, which is what a handful of the players said. It's just they're really close. Yeah. And it's annoying. It's frustrating.
But they move the ball down the field ugly, though. It's like
not really though. Like it's just they take dink and dunk. So what? They've always done that though.
Yeah, in a sense, but it's like it was a lot prettier when we did it with Tom Brady.
Like, I don't give a shit about that, though.
I get it. But when Tom Brady converted those 3 straight third downs to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, it looked a lot better than us having to go to third down and fourth down almost every single set of downs for a 15-play drive when we're down, like you said, 10-0, 17-3. When we were down 17-3, I almost turned the game off. It felt like a 50-0 lead. It felt like an insurmountable lead.
No, I agree.
And they gave me something to keep me in the game. I kept the game on. Interest came all the way back for that heartbreaking end again. But it's the point is they're doing it, but they're doing it ugly. Like that Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run is a gimme. But God damn, we can't run for more than 3 yards.
And I think the problem is, you can do these 15-play drives. And obviously, when Brady was here, when you had those 15-play drives, they did look good. But I think, too, you could also expect sometimes that the offense could go down in 7-8 plays, score quickly, and then you get the ball back. And then they can go
done this year.
Right. Which you want to see more of. Because obviously, if you're running more plays, if you're running these long 15, 17, 18 play drives, and you're doing consistently, more opportunities to make mistakes, more opportunities for bad penalties. Absolutely. And that's why I get frustrated when it's consistent. Now, if you have that sometimes, fine. But you do sometimes need those 6, 7, 8, 9 play drives to get you right down the field, right in the end zone, or kick a field goal. Limit the amount of opportunities to make a mistake.
Yeah, I'm dreaming about the days where it's a 3-play drive and it ends with a 70-yard Chris Hogan touchdown, where I'm like, cool, that was easy. But obviously that's not where we're at right now. Fucking the offense is just, it's almost the same problem as last year, where it's like there's not a whole lot of separation between the guys. Like Hunter Henry's balling out of control, but every pass to him is a threaded needle pass where he's fucking ripping it away from the defender. A lot of it is our receivers have to fight for the ball, and Devontae Parker didn't exactly do that. It ended up being a pick. Not the most stellar throw, but still.
So I I think we all should ban the words fucking Tom Brady from our vocabulary because it makes zero sense to compare anything ever done by any team ever to him. Like it's just it's the thing where you
now that
see
McDaniel's gone, it's a completely different system entirely.
Yeah, and but you see reporters and like fans and stuff, and not that you guys just brought it up, that just made me think of everything.
Yeah,
but just people being like, oh, gone are the days with it. Yeah, no fucking shit. Brady hasn't been here for what? How long has it been? 5-6 fucking years. Get the fuck over
4 years.
He hasn't been here. It's been almost half a decade. Move the fuck on. I saw Ben dumbass Volan reported something from the Globe today saying, God, that the Patriots are no longer the standard. No shit, buddy. You're not saying anything that no one didn't already know. You knew the second Tom Brady left, they weren't going to be the standard anymore. I don't care if they got Cam Newton. I don't give a fuck if they got Drew Brees at that point. I don't care if Peyton Manning came out of retirement. Fuck, bring Aaron Rodgers in here. You are going to step down. When you had Tom Brady, you were so high above everyone else. So people comparing it and saying, I wish that we had that's not how it is. Most offenses, unless you have fucking Patrick Mahomes, to be honest, and maybe Josh Allen, but not even this year. So really, unless you have Patrick Mahomes, you're not going down the field in 5 or 6 plays. Because guess what? Yeah, Mahomes isn't even fucking doing it. So enough. Offense is down across the league right now. So let's all calm down about that. Secondly, this is now kind of helping out things. Everybody always says the first 4 games are an extension of the preseason. If you're going to get the Patriots, it's going to be the first 4 games. And that it's not just a Patriots thing. Everyone says that. So I have to remember to temper my temper about the team and think of that. But to go back to where I think it's different from last year, every one of these games felt like they could win. Last year, it was like, oh my God, please. Like, I hope I hope something happens. Something like every game down the stretch it's felt different. The offense has looked completely different. The offense looks much better. Mac Jones right now is first in completions and first in attempts, which isn't great. I don't think that's where he should be, but he still is. Like the offense to me is not the problem. The issue are just mistakes, mental mistakes. Think about it. If Booty gets his feet down, I'm assuming the Patriots go down and score because they moved the ball that entire drive. Like if the offensive line blocks on that last
there has to be some blame for the offense though. Like
I am blaming the offense, but not the offense as a whole, because the offense still moves the ball. Like there's but
if the offense could move the ball in the first quarter, we probably would have won both these fucking games.
The Dolphins only scored 10 points too up until the end. Until the end of the second quarter. So like everybody.
But if it was a 10-7 game instead of a 10-0 game, it's a completely different story.
No, correct. But my whole point on the offense is the offense as a whole is not this thing that needs to be completely, thrown out there and issue all that. It's you're talking about pieces. The main part, and this is kind of what I wanted to mention before we got on, but then we hit record anyway. The offensive line is the biggest issue on this team. And no, I don't want to fucking hear because Bill Belichick didn't get people to shut the fuck up. I'm so fucking sick of people saying Bill Belichick didn't do X. Bill Belichick didn't do Y. I saw someone tweet, why did Belichick pay money for Zeke instead of getting an offensive lineman or a receiver? Hey, you fucking idiot. Zeke's money did not stop the Patriots from getting any receiver or an offensive lineman. You want to know what stopped that? The offensive lineman they wanted got overpaid. You can't force free agents to come here. Even if you give them more money, they're going to come to where they want to go. DeAndre Hopkins went to a shit team. Look at him. He doesn't even want to play right now. So enough. I'm so sick of Belichick. He didn't set the team up to win, all that bullshit. Shut the fuck up. People are acting like he did nothing on this for this team. The offensive line, if they are healthy, it's a big if, but I'm just talking general terms. If they're healthy, they're fine. If you have Trent Brown, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Mike Onwenu, and Calvin Anderson, you throw him over there. God forbid they get La'el Collins. But we'll just say Calvin Anderson, that is a fine offensive line. We've seen them all work. But when you have different people that are out, the offensive line, more than any position in almost all of sports, not just football, cohesion is the biggest thing. When you have your two guards out, that's going to mess it up for the 2 tackles in the center. When you have your 2 tackles out, that's going to mess it up for the interior line. So people are making these fucking sweeping generalizations about the goddamn team. And it's like, you haven't, it's not an excuse because they still lost the game. They still made enough plays to lose the game. But we got to stop saying that the offense now doesn't look, and I'm not saying you guys are saying this. Stop saying that the offense doesn't look good or the offense doesn't look, it looks the same as last year. Can't do this. Bullshit. Because they're passing more this year. They can't run. But again, as I said, with the offensive line, it's an issue. It's a difference between having a shitty offensive line and having an injured offensive line. Shitty offensive lineman, at least y'all play together. Injured offensive lineman, you got people plug and play, all that. Mike and when he was hurt, that's why he had to come out. And what's his name? Mafi went in for him. Like, just frustrated talking about the team. And I'm not saying the offense, every single part of the team, except for Chad Ryland and Bryce Behringer, is an issue. Love those two guys.
Yeah.
But everything else.
There's a ton of problems. And I think it can all be summarized.
Minor problems.
In a sense. But like, I think it can all be summarized in that last play, which ended up being the pitch to Cole Strange for what should have been almost maybe sort of a first down. Yeah, fucking absurd, just saying that out loud. But it all started with the interior of the offensive line, where it's David Andrews, it's Cole Strange, and who was the right guard? I already forgot, even though Mike Unwin.
No, it was Mafi at that point. And when it was
he left because
you're right.
So I'm watching the last play, and David Andrews, obviously the stud of our line. He is the heart and soul of this offensive line. Mm-hmm. Like you said, offensive lines need cohesion. They need to work together. They need to get chemistry, working on their double teams and their peel blocks and everything else. They need to know what the other guy's thinking. It was Cole Strange who missed most of the preseason and training camp, right? He was hurt for most of it.
Yeah. Him and Onwenu both. But again, Onwenu wasn't in, but still, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So the pressure that got to Mac was a David Andrew mistake where it's purely a chemistry issue, where he was double teaming that guy and got off early to try and pick up a blitzing linebacker. And the guy that he peeled off of ended up beating, I guess it was Mafi on the inside, causing pressure. And then, so Mac's forced to get the ball out early. Not a great situation. And then Mike Gesicki just doesn't run past the first down. Like the number one rule, if you're going for it, go past the fucking sticks. We don't throw screen passes. We don't throw swing passes on fourth and forever. That's just not how this works. The ball has to go past the line of scrimmage. Everyone shit on the Vikings last year in the playoffs when their season was on the line. Kirk Cousins threw it 5 yards when he needed 11 to their tight end. It's the number one rule, and Mike Gesicki peels back at 2 yards before the first down. So both mistakes.
I want to ask you, do you think though? Do you think that because at first, when he first ran the route, it did look like he didn't quite go there, but it looked like he came up, maybe it wasn't as crisp, but he was still kind of right at the line. Do you think that Matt getting pressure, he couldn't get all he wanted on the ball? It looked like Gesicki kind of had to come back to try to shield the defender too.
Yeah.
I think it's both. Like you said,
I watched this play like 70 times. Yeah. It was, everything was under duress. Yeah. I think the pass was low and to Gesicki's left side, if I remember correctly.
If he had time, it was.
But even still, if you guys look at the play, when you catch it, he's not close to the first down. Like, he will not break that tackle and will not get it. Part of it could be because of the pass. If Mac had some more time, maybe he would have let him. It would have been a little better. Even still, it's a comeback route.
But watching, sorry, just real quick. But watching that replay, if Gesicki goes to the right instead of turns inward to the left, he turns to the right and then just dives, he gets that first down. Because he was only a yard away at that point.
Guy was shading his inside shoulder, though. So
I know it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough call. It is.
But obviously, blew up the play. That's the part that fucking sucks. That's what gets me so fucking angry. If they
but I
also
want Gesicki to, certainly, and maybe he didn't have the time to run the extra second, but either still, then he would still be running when the pass is going, and it would have been incomplete. It would have been a completely different story. But he turned around short, caught the ball, and then they had to make this weird desperation play and whatnot. It's just stuff like that. Like you said, no one's going to talk about that. The mainstream media, the casual fans aren't going to look at, oh, well, David Andrews hasn't spent much time with either one of his guards. No one talks about that chemistry. People talk about the quarterback wide receiver chemistry and all that other shit. Right. So, yes, that is a huge problem that will be fixed over repetition, a couple games together, and all these practices that they're doing together. but it's these little problems that build up to the play that didn't work. Yes, it should have worked. Yes, they came up like an inch short. But if everything had just been run to perfection, if the chemistry was good, if Gesicki had ran a deeper route, and if Mac had had time to throw the ball, everything would have worked perfectly. The drive would have continued, and we would be, talking about how this is what should have happened in the Eagles game. But that's not how it worked.
But not only that, too, it's like, think about the other plays in the game, right? What if on that 3rd and 1, instead of calling a halfback toss, you just call a straight halfback dive for either Ramondre or Zeke?
It didn't work all game. It didn't work all game.
Football.
It is.
It's a bad call, but the run didn't work all game.
God,
we
didn't
run for shit.
You have do 1 yard.
You would think.
Do a QB sneak. QB sneak it.
QB sneak, best percentage to work. I love.
That's been the whole talk of the town. The whole the Philly took the tush push, because Philly, any play that works that Philly does, they invent the fucking play. By the way, I don't know if you guys knew.
It's a standard quarterback sneak.
The sneak has been, just
the Eagles did take advantage of a loophole there, but yes,
1 yard. So let's toss it 6 yards behind the fucking line of scrimmage.
I get it. It's a bad play call. I don't think a dive up the middle would have been better. I think QB sneak is obviously the go-to for any short yardage. If I was a coach, I would run a QB sneak on anything in one, regardless of distance. I would do it on
which they did earlier in the drive, which is frustrating.
Yep.
They literally they got up to the line, converted, and kept going. Why aren't we still
right? And not only that, take advantage of when you get opportunities. So after Raheem Mostert runs for that 40, I think it was either 43 or 53-yard touchdown run. 43. Okay. So then you go down, you score, and then Tua throws the pick to Christian Gonzalez.
Pointless.
Right after that. But
pick.
Yeah, exactly. What do you do right after? 3 and out. And on that second play, Matt gets sacked because he has no time to throw the ball. It's like, that's what we're talking about. When you get something like that, or if you get, just to go back to the Eagles game for a sec, the turnover on Jalen Hurts, when you get the football in opposing territory, you got to convert that to at least 3.
Yeah.
You have to. And there have been like 2 or 3 times this year, maybe even more, where the Patriots have gotten the ball in opposing territory or very close, have driven to opposing territory, and then got nothing.
Yeah, and that's why I was questioning Mike, saying the offense isn't exactly a problem. It's like, yes, it's not like the huge reason that we've lost both these games, but goddamn, it just looks awkward. Like every little play looks awkward to me.
Yeah, I don't agree with that though. I don't think that it does. I think every once in a while it might, but I think as a whole, the offense looks fine. They're moving the ball out routes, comebacks, deep passes when they can.
Even the Hunter Henry touchdown should have been called back. It was an illegal man downfield. An RPO cannot. I know. I get it.
They don't call that. The Devontae Parker pick should have been called back too, because Howard was holding. So I don't.
Yeah, certainly. And you can nitpick on every play, but RPOs, like, that's a clear cut man downfield. They ignored it. Obviously went in our favor. I'm not complaining about it. But even the plays they score, I'm like, damn, you guys executed that just flat out wrong. And like, it worked. That's sweet.
No, that's just not true. Last week against the Eagles, they had the 3 touchdowns. They had great touchdowns to Bourne, great pass to Hunter Henry.
And so those were great. Yes. Yeah. I'm not saying there are obviously 4 or 5 plays that you can pick out that are very
It's just
nice,
not as smooth as you'd like.
Yeah.
That's basically
no, I would say
I get that.
The vast majority of plays look very awkward or very forced or very uncomfortable. And it just almost looks like we don't have either the right personnel or the personnel isn't performing up to standards. Could be a chemistry issue once again. But the Pats allowed pressure on 36% of Mac Jones's dropbacks. Sorry, big burp in me. But 36% of his dropbacks, he had some serious pressure in his face. It's tough for any quarterback to succeed like that. So he's
the most pressured quarterback in the league by statistics.
Easily. Yeah. But he also had the 3rd fastest release of any quarterback last week, which I think is pretty sick. 2.38 seconds. Mac Jones getting that thing out.
Yeah, he literally has
sheer desperation.
Yeah,
there was one play,
it's
pressure
working.
right up the middle.
He's doing
Absolutely. He did. Pressure comes right up the middle. He slings it right over the middle. Overall,
the one where he was like on his back.
Yeah, dude,
buddy,
perfect pass. And friggin' he scrambles out left, throws across his body to Mike Gesicki on desperation heave, just an inch or 2 away.
Close,
I was like, he has no business throwing this pass. He has no business completing this pass, and it almost got there. That
especially going to your left.
Throw, it looked
arguably
impossible. I thought it was going out of bounds.
And how about the play when they're deep in their own territory? And Liam, I'm not trying to be a troll here. This was a good play. When he rolls out left and he hits Juju for the first down. Again, I'm not trying to troll. It was a good play.
It was
a good play by Mac. It was probably one of his best throws in terms of
Juju, right?
Right, yeah. And in terms of being pressured, that's one of the best throws I've seen Mac throw because he moved in the pocket, he got away from the pressure, found the open guy, made the play. And again, not being a troll.
Of course.
The offense looks better.
Yeah, when I say a lot of their plays look awkward, that's not one of them. Like, that is a play that I would see the Bengals or the Chiefs run, where you're like, damn, that was smooth. He rolled out, perfect, not a perfect throw, but he nailed it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He nailed it. The receiver nailed it. The blocking was decent enough where he got the pass off. But then on most of Bourne's catches, it's just awkward. Or most of Bourne's drops and stuff like that, where I'm just like, what kind of a fucking offense am I watching here? And just some of the clear disconnect between quarterback and receiver, not just with Bourne, but like with plenty of other guys too, where like, I'm like, God damn it. It just seems like everyone's off timing by like a second or two. The receivers are behind a second, the offensive line is forward a second, and Mac is just trying to rally everyone to get them on the same. And the poor dude's out there fucking improvising, trying his damnedest, and everyone's like,
dude,
that sucks.
Him and Hunter Henry have a wavelength. Those are the two that you can see.
Oh,
but
100%.
Okay, so since you brought up Kendrick Bourne, because after Kendrick Bourne, I want to talk about the Mac pick, since we can kind of round out the Mac Jones talk. One Kendrick Bourne play that encapsulates why I can't get behind him was that deep ball to the left that I don't want to say half-assed, but he half-assed. Do not give me, I don't remember exactly when it was. It was early in the game. Mac drops back, perfect ball, deep down the left. Kendrick Bourne, the defender, I don't want to say grab. He tried to kind of like get his arm in the way, kind of half grabbed his right arm. Instead of trying to fight through that, Kendrick Bourne tries to make a one-handed catch. I have an issue with that for two. One, buddy, try to fight through it, because last time I checked, they teach you this in baseball too. Two hands are better than one hand. When you're catching the ball, you put one hand, you put the glove up and one hand behind the glove. In football, probably better to try to catch a ball with two hands. Two things happen if you try to do that, Kendrick Bourne. Maybe you catch the ball, or maybe you draw a defensive pass interference. Because if the dude's trying to grab you and you do this and the ref sees that you're trying to pull your arm and you can't, they call that every single fucking time. What did Kendrick Bourne do? None of that. Instead, he tried to one-hand catch. Like, what the fuck? Like, even on that deep pass to Gesicki that was just out of his grasp or whatever, Gesicki almost tried to lay out for it. That was Kendrick Bourne. He would try to do some fucking dippy-do turnaround jump up thing. This is my issue with Kendrick Bourne. He is a good receiver. Do not get me wrong. He is talented. You see why he's on the team. You see why Mac Jones likes him. You see why he's a fan favorite. But it's just plays like that where it's like, dude. And then even last week, as we saw, the perfectly placed ball right in between two Eagles defenders, goes right off both his hands. Maybe that's why he tries to use one hand, because he has an issue catching it with two hands too. That play would have changed things, because I think that was at the 10-yard line, maybe that it was right around. It definitely would have been in the red zone. So like, and who knows, that leads to a touchdown. Patriots lost by a touchdown. Just thinking off the top of my head. But like that, so I want to get your guys' take on that Kendrick Bourne thing, because the second they showed the replay, it's exactly where my mind went. I was like, Mac is putting the ball in places for his receivers to do things with. They're not. We saw a ton of drops last week, and then this week you saw drops on plays that you should at least have more effort towards. Speaking of effort, Devontae Parker, we're going to get to your ass too, but. Kendrick Bourne, how did you guys feel about that, or did that even pop up on your radar? That play, that deep pass play.
That was a play where you got to have it. And again, it was the same thing last week with the Eagles. That ball that's in between. After I saw the replay from that one, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. You have to have that. But this one, right away, you knew. You were like, you know what? You got to have this football. Especially, it's not even like it hits him in like close to the elbow or it's off the fingertips. Like, it hits his wrist. It's right there or close to the palm. You got to catch it. You got to catch it.
Just try it, because like I said, you get pass interference every time. If you try to get that.
It's
frustrating. Very frustrating. But yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of my issue with Kendrick Bourne. I don't know. We'll see. Liam, kind of goes to what you said though, where like it does seem like maybe the cohesion isn't quite there. And again, I think that is because you're seeing the extension of the preseason thing, where a lot of teams, you have every single team right now, the teams that should be clicking on all cylinders, no one, it just seems like a lot of offenses are off right now. And I don't know if that's because of you kind of saw that a little last year too to start the year. I don't know if it's because of like the not as many padded practices, the one less preseason game, the fact that starters sometimes aren't even playing in the preseason. Some starters are only playing like 2 drives. I don't know what it is, but the Devontae Parker. So it's a twofold thing because I want to touch on, like I said, kind of like wrap up the Mac Jones thing and then go to Devontae Parker because there's a bunch of other things to talk about the game. Liam, like you said, I don't hate the play. I had it pulled up exactly what it was. It was was it 1st and 10 from the Dolphins 22?
Something of the sort.
I do not that yes because it was 1st and 10 from the 22. I do not mind at all giving your jump ball receiver. That's what you brought him in to do. I don't care if he's going up against Xavier Howard. I do not care because when you have someone who specializes in jump balls like that, you trust your receiver to, if he's not going to get it, knock it down. How many times do you see that where just to bring up a name, Julio Jones, times where he would go up and if he's not going to get it, he's just trying to like fight the ball down, because he's like, fuck, I'm not going to get this
one. Fucking defender.
Something. Yeah. Even get offensive PI, whatever. You can't just no pick. But what does Parker do? One, he gets bullied out of bounds. Like Xavier Howard is not bigger than you. I do not know how you get, but I don't care if you have leverage or anything like you got bullied by someone smaller than you when it's your specialty is to have that not happen to you. So I don't mind. I know that like they were, some people were not crucifying Mac, but kind of like really giving Mac the business about that.
No, people don't mind
it at all. 1st and 10, jump ball. How many fucking times do people say, "Oh, 1st or 10, take a shot here"? Why not?
Yeah,
I don't care who. What? Yeah. So we're gonna treat Xavier Howard like he's fucking Darrelle Revis.
And also, like his interception, that was just an incredible play. Most guys aren't making that, and I bet if you threw him that same pass 100 times, he's not making that interception more than twice.
He doesn't.
It was an incredible play, getting his feet in bounds, getting the catch. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Like obviously,
I'm cynical, so I'm gonna say, I'm cynical.
And it wasn't a perfect pass by Mac by any means, but like you said, that's exactly what we got Parker for. They have reasonably good chemistry. He was feeding Parker the ball most of the day.
Parker had a good game. Other than that, I think he was he had 67 yards or some shit like that.
Yeah, but the whole night gets overshadowed because of this play, and it was a mostly bad play on his part. It's
57 yards. Yeah,
heartbreaking that it's like we're right there. Touchdown's a sure thing, and then that dumb shit happens, and Xavier Howard just made an incredible fucking play.
Yeah, right there, and like that's why I saw people talking shit, and I'm like, that's what you do. 1st and 10, you're at the 22-yard line. Like shit, hey. Worst is going to happen. What? So we're either going to get maybe a defensive pass interference catch. Worst case scenario, Parker will knock it out. None of the above happened. Worst case scenario happened. So like that's like the pick. I haven't seen any throws this year. Because even if you want to talk about the pick in the first game against the Eagles, bad throw. You can say weather affected it, but it is still a bad throw. But like other than that one throw, I have had no plays where I'm like, Mac, what do you throw? Like different times, like I think it was him and Bourne, they weren't on the same page, and that happens all the time. Though receivers and quarterbacks sometimes aren't on the same page. But that Parker play, it was just another thing where like this is the difference. If people want to sit there and fucking talk about Tom Brady for 20 years, Tom Brady's receivers would knock that down or catch it. If it was Kendrick
Tom Brady's receivers were also like 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, like Mac's doing a lot of dinking and dunking. So was
which is fine. Yeah, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. Al, did you have any takes on the Devontae Parker thing or the Mac Jones throw? Since we're kind of digging into that more right now.
Obviously, you don't love the outcome that came of it, but again, you have to be critical of Parker because again, you're brought in to be that physical wide receiver. You're brought in to win those one-on-one battles. You can't lose those. And especially, like you said, do whatever you got to do. If you got to get an offensive pass interference just to knock the ball out of the way, but still keep the drive alive, then so be it.
Have to.
But again,
especially in the red zone where you're getting a field goal regardless.
Dude, you're at the 22-yard line.
But it adds to everything. It adds into the whole thing of you can't make mistakes. You got to pay attention to the little details, and that's a little detail. You knock that ball away, or you take the offensive pass interference. You still have the football, still have a chance to score.
Yeah. No, which is the front, and that's why Judon post game at the podium right after first thing he said, "We're a good team." Yes, you are, very good team. You can go in it, and I know I heard it said, I think Dave Portnoy said it, where he was like, every game that happens, I could see the Patriots beating every team they have on the schedule, right? Like that. So like that like when but they're a good team, every game is still going to be competitive. It's just they're digging themselves holes for no reason. And I guess digging yourselves holes for no reason. Demario Douglas, great 2 catches that he did there after the fumble, did not play an offensive snap for the rest of the game. What were your guys' opinion on that? Not Demario Douglas, because I think it's shown that he is going to be a good piece moving forward this year. But you see, he catches the ball. Not as quick, but he looks like Tyreek Hill when he catches the ball.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think of the benching?
I love his confidence. It's so funny. When I saw an interview with him where he's like, I caught that ball. I saw green grass. He goes, I thought I was going to score. And that's why he fumbled, because he was carrying it like a loaf of bread.
He had confidence after the game, though. He said it, though. He was like, yo, I needed it.
100%.
I understand. I understand why I got benched.
Of course. Yeah. And when it comes to his benching, like, yeah, I honestly didn't think about it. Like, I obviously didn't see him out there, but I didn't think twice about it. It's not like the third and fourth quarter rolled around and I was like, get Demario Douglas out here. No, like, I'm not fucking itching to get our rookie, 17th round pick
so
out there.
We can fumble it again. Like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And
go.
Bill runs a militant ship. Like, if you're going to make a mistake, then you're going to pay for it. That's how this goes. Better players than you have been benched for much less when it comes to mistakes. Like, this is how it's going to go. And the next time he's in the game, the fucker wants to play, so he's going to hold on to that damn ball. I didn't think about it one bit.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it, and I actually didn't know that he didn't play at all after that fumble. I just didn't pay attention, so shame on me. Yeah. But you know what?
I didn't either until after. I don't want to make it seem like I got my Demario Douglas glasses on. Like, I didn't find out until afterwards either. Yeah.
But it's also, too, you got to read the situation a little bit. Like, if you're having trouble moving the ball, if you're having trouble getting those plays, this is the one time I'll agree with Liam on this player. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't love him in the screen game. I love Demario Douglas in the screen game. That's where you should have him. He should be.
I don't like Juju in any game, but yeah, I agree.
That's why I'm saying, like, this is the one part that I'll actually agree with you. Open your ears one time for me.
I know.
But yeah, so Pop Douglas should have been in there when they were having trouble and kind of stalling out. Just hit him with a quick screen. And then if he fumbles twice, then absolutely don't play him the rest of the night. And maybe even like make him regret it in practice. But if you can use him to help you win that football game, get him back in there.
Yeah,
how much of a difference would he have made, though? Like,
we won't know now.
Anyway.
That's the thing.
Certainly
for sure.
We'll never know. But we don't think Devontae Parker, Juju, Mike Gesicki can all create separation at the line of scrimmage like a rookie can. Yes, he's smaller. Yes, he's faster than most of those players or all of those players. Kendrick Bourne, maybe a little questionable. He's fast too. I think he has a decent chance. But I don't think with the blocking that was going on, with how messy and out of sync our offense was, I don't think even a quick Edelman inside out route could have fucking fixed our moving the ball problems.
No.
We'll talk about it in a sec. Like, if you look at the running numbers, like, the whole offense just was underwhelming.
Yeah, it was just very. In the issue I have, and now this is kind of towards Bill O'Brien, which is his first criticism of the year. Dude did not adjust. Pop Douglas went out. He put Juju in his place and tried to do the screens. Yeah. Juju works on screens sparingly. Like, if it's set up perfect, if there's blocks. But like, they showed it side by side, almost the same play. Just the field was flipped, where when Demario Douglas got the screen, juked a guy out real quick. That's when he ran. Probably I think it was a first down or something like that. Not the one he fumbled on. And then they showed the same play with Juju. Juju just does not have the quickness, and the blocking wasn't great in front of him either. But still, like, it just
you got to know your personnel. Like, if you're going to use Juju, use him for that shit we saw on the sideline, or use him like Devontae Parker. Like, Look at the build of the receiver. Look at his skill set. Use him for that. Don't just be like, oh well, he can run a screen. He can run a comeback route. No, that's not how this fucking works. Like,
no. You have the pieces. You have the Kendrick Bourne and Juju that can kind of live in the middle, intermediate, deep. Devontae Parker can go deep, and then you got Douglas who can do whatever, and then the tight ends that you pretty much you can send the tight ends anywhere.
Kind of a far-fetched example, but how many times did you guys watch Megatron catch a screen? Never, because he was always running down fucking field.
Yeah,
never. It's like know what to do with your guys. So yeah, that would be a little criticism on Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, but again, that more criticism on him, and I don't really know if it's on him, what it's on. The Dolphins gave up 200 plus yards to the Chargers. They gave up 88 yards to the Patriots running the ball, who I think regardless of what you think about Zeke, you have two runners or two running backs that should have had good games. Stevenson should have had a great game. I know you have injuries. I get that. But I don't know. There was something in – listen, man, fuck it. Everybody's getting blamed. Stevenson, he almost looked like Lawrence Maroney back there a little bit to me.
That's not that crazy. That's not didn't say Lawrence here.
You know what? I'm gonna.
He looked like Jonas Gray, maybe.
He didn't see.
Jonas Gray with the Dolphins.
Watch your fucking mouth.
I'm sorry. Jonas Gray with the Dolphins.
I don't know what it was. Like he didn't look impressive at all. Like it wasn't the runs where it's like, oh, if he just got that block, it just nothing. Like he had a couple good runs on the first drive, and then it was just like nothing. And I know maybe because he just wasn't getting the handoffs. I don't know. I mean, it
doesn't help that they're behind every fucking game too, so you abandon the run pretty easily.
Exactly. So the whole offense kind of feeds off each other there. If you're within a score, you can still kind of live in your game plan. But when you're trying to battle back, when you feel the pressure, then that happens. But yeah, the running game. I think the two things that you should be alarmed about on the offense is the offensive line and the running game. And I think in that order, because I think if the offensive line gets together, it helps the passing game, which helps the running.
I'm so confused. It's like if the running game's good, then the passing game sucks. If the passing game's good, then the running, it's just non-existent. It's so preposterous. And yeah, Ramondre had a terrible fucking game. Like 3.3 yards per carry. If you're getting 15 carries and you're Ramondre Stevenson, I expect nothing less than 75 yards, almost 100 yards. If you're getting 15 carries, fucking tote the rock. Get to the end zone twice. If you're gonna have 50 yards, make something worth it. Have one nice breakaway play and nothing. He had no green grass.
Something.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going at a team who gave up 200 yards the week before. There's no way that they
Austin Eckler, who's a midget. Like fucking really, Austin Eckler is outrunning both of our running backs. It's preposterous. No. So, and obviously we're all beaten down here. So I'm truly not trying to do this to attack you guys or your character because none of us are married to our ideas. But where the fuck is Ezekiel Elliott? Dude,
if Stevenson isn't gonna,
I get it. If Stevenson isn't balling out, we shouldn't expect, a carry job by Ezekiel Elliott. But
he had 5 carries.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but 5 carries for 13 yards is terrible. It's terrible.
Mac Jones had more rushing yards.
Yeah, I know, and Ramondre was terrible. Mac Jones had more rushing yards. Like, there's a ton of stuff you can point to. The sample size wasn't there. It's not like he got 10 carries or 15 carries like Ramondre. But god damn, man. 5 for 13, he just sucks. Like,
I think he looked good every single time he's out there. I have no issue with him being out there.
Oh, dude.
I have no complaints about him being out there. Granted, of course, he had 13 yards, but the whole running game as a whole sucked.
What about last week? Like, and I went on my tirade about how terrible. You guys are going to have to answer to me every week. Running back. Yes, I get it. No, he didn't look good last week. He didn't look good last week. Come on. But, like, friggin', he fumbled, dog. And then this game, 13 yards. Like, can we get – if he can
Douglas
have, like,
fumbled too, so you hate him?
Yeah, no, but I wasn't pissed that he got benched. He made a mistake. I want him fucking out of there. So, yeah. My point is, okay. All right. Yeah, laugh it up. Fucking ha, ha, ha. every week you guys are going to have to answer. Until these guys start balling out, you're going to hear from me about Juju and about Ezekiel Elliott.
I haven't had to answer for anything yet because there's been nothing
Really?
to answer for.
There has
The running
been,
game has sucked the last 2 weeks.
Yes, and because they're down, it doesn't help. But a Zeke
You are
fumble in week one.
You are Swiss cheesing your own argument right now.
I'm trying to be realistic here. I'm trying to steel man my argument because I know what you guys are going to say. But a fumble in week one and 13 yards in week two, yes, small sample size, beginning. But goddamn, we paid this guy. We could have got fucking anyone.
I was with you. I was with you until you mentioned the money, because once again, it's not like
I'm just saying.
What's your issue with Zeke? What is everybody's issue?
I'm not saying we could use that money for something else. But we could have picked up a random free agent that would have fumbled in week one and gave us 13 in week two. Why do we need Ezekiel Elliott?
So hold on.
We could probably pick up a veteran quarterback to throw more than 231 yards too.
Probably not. No, probably not. Look at the veteran quarterbacks. Actually, maybe Colt McCoy, but that's about it.
All right. So emotions are running high. We understand.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, my emotions are so low, man. I'm so sad.
No,
I'm so sad.
And when they're low, that actually means they're high. But
exactly. So where I was with Liam is so far Ezekiel Elliott. Would I like to see more? Of course. You want to see more. You hated seeing the fumble in week
What is
one.
More? Tell me what is more. Don't say these general things. What do you think more is?
I'm going to have more than 30 yards.
Get there.
I'm trying
more
to,
than
but you're
30 yards
interrupting me
rushing.
every 2 seconds.
More than 30
Mike.
yards rushing sounds fair.
I want to see 10 attempts a game, and I would like to see, truthfully, for Zeke, maybe like anywhere from 35 to like 50 yards. Like get 3.5 to 5 yards a carry.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Which
is fine. I can jive with that. What about those goal line carries you guys posted?
I know.
Because it's just from Andre.
How often were they at the goal line?
There's been, I will be with Mike on that one. There was only like one situation where it was.
Swiss cheese.
So that's why
in both games, they've been at the goal line 3 times.
But again, Liam, I think one thing you're harping on that you don't need to harp on is the money, because again,
it was merely a talking point. It was just another bullet in the gun.
But it's something that you continuously brought up, and we keep saying it's not like they're paying Saquon Barkley money for 1 year, where Saquon Barkley's getting $10 million.
Yeah.
If he was getting that money, it'd be like, okay, you got a legit case there. But again, it's chump change, and it's so early. It's only 2 games.
It's super early.
If this is 8 games in, then it's like, okay, now we got something that we have a good sample size. Now we see it.
Yeah, I'm just saying we could have got anyone. Much like the running back is devalued argument, we could have got anyone to give production like this or better. I believe Leonard Fournette would have had a fucking better game last game. He probably wouldn't have fumbled, I'd hope. You never know. But
again, let's give it a little more time. A little bit more time.
I'm not even worried about the money, because I'm not like what Mike said earlier, that money could go elsewhere now. But I just think Zeke is underwhelming, and it would be remiss of me to get on this show and not point out the 2 guys I hate on this team aren't very good.
Well, that's just wrong. That's just categorically wrong. Both of your Zeke takes are wrong. I don't know why he needs to have how many carries did you say? 10 to what, Al?
I said 10 carries.
10 carries, 35 to 50 yards, which sounds fucking fair.
It's a backup running back. What happens if Stevenson is going off and he doesn't get 10 carries? Then
that's
fine.
Then,
right?
Then that's a good thing, because then you didn't need him to get that many carries.
Before Nick Chubb got hurt, the Browns' backup running back has a
different team. Do not give a shit. Do not give a shit.
He's a backup running back.
Like you can't compare different teams' stats.
Who was our backup last year? Friggin' Pierre Strong, technically.
Yeah, it was no longer.
No, Damian Harris.
Yeah, but he was hurt for most of the season too. Well, even when
Stevenson was going off last year, so
he was, yeah. And when Pierre played sparingly, did a lot better than this.
No, he didn't. He played like shit. This is absurd. The Zeke talk is crazy. I think just because his name is Zeke, people are like, why isn't he getting this and that, whatever. Meanwhile, everybody states why Zeke isn't getting however many yards or whatever, but then to end the sentence, people say, oh, so I'm disappointed in it. Fucking Ramondre Stevenson got
yes.
15 carries for 50 yards. Zeke got 5 carries for 13. That equates, because if you keep going up, like let's just say
it's so
Stevenson
wrong
has,
to want balance and a little production.
No,
I don't even
fucking running back.
Of course you can want balance, but why are we blaming Zeke for the non-balance? What the
not
fuck
even
is
blaming,
he done?
We're not.
What's
I'm
he gonna
not
do?
Even,
run behind a shit line that even Stevenson can't run behind?
So I'm gonna say this. I'm not disappointed in Zeke. I'm just saying I'd like to see a little bit more. I'm not like
We're
mad
2
about
fucking
it.
games in.
I know, and it's okay to still say in 2 games you'd like to see him get the ball.
I'd like
a little
to see
bit
more out of everybody.
I agree with Al, and I'll take that a step further as to say that if we got to,
I want him off the team.
Yes, I want him dead. But like, no, friggin', it's like if we got a guy who's been a number one, heralded as one of the better backs in the league through his career in the league, when he comes to our team, even if he gets 5 carries, I'd like more than 13 yards.
Wrong. Because last year Zeke was not even close to a top 10 back. So no,
I'm saying
if he got Zeke 4 years into his career, yeah.
Even then he sucked. But like friggin', if somebody with his name, with his pedigree, with his expectations, I would like more than 13 yards on 5 carries.
Of course. No, 1,000%. Yeah.
And like what Al said, I would have liked him to get 10 in this game. And I fucking hate the guy. But I would have liked to see him get 10 just so when he has 29 yards on those 10 carries, I can come on the show and tell you to suck a dick. But
you guys all said that the reason why they couldn't run the ball that much, 1, offensive line, 2, because they were behind, right? Yeah. So let's just move on from this, because there's nothing that could have happened this game.
Like I said, I would be remiss if I did not bring up the underwhelming stat lines of the guys that I hate to start the season. I'm right, and that's all I wanted to point.
Bro, every week, you guys are more. Fucked. I lose more Patriots respect for you, dude.
Each week, you guys better hope and pray that Juju or Zeke or both score in the next couple of weeks.
No,
it is going to be
because I don't care if Zeke scores. I want him here to be productive.
That's fine. Like, obviously, if he scores, I usually assume they'll have a good game.
Hey, Liam, by the way, do you want to make a side bet right now?
On what?
I bet you right now Juju has more receptions this year than Nelson Aguilar had last year in the Patriots.
That's a fucking dumb bet. Our offense sucked last year. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't take that bet. I wouldn't take that bet, Lee.
How about Nelson Aguilar this year, who balled out last game?
He scored a touchdown. I almost threw something at the TV.
I threw up.
Oh my god! That's in my notes. Don't think you guys were gonna get away from me with that one either. Killer game by Nelson Aguilar. I have that in my notes. I was gonna bring that up later. Guys, balling.
Well, we touched on it. Good game from Nelson Aguilar.
Well, I'll still take that. I'll still take that bet because Juju is way ahead right now.
Yeah, the Ravens.
Juju is also a good receiver.
He is. No, Juju. No, I like
Nelson Aguilar. That's a good receiver.
Okay.
Super Bowl champion.
Do you guys have anything else to do? So is Juju. Do you guys?
Yeah,
I hate you. I fucking hate you.
But Nelson had 13 catches in the Super Bowl, not fucking drawing.
Listen, Eagles fans,
move on.
Do you?
Do you
guys
Nelson had a better Super Bowl performance.
Do you guys have any final thoughts on the offense? Because I think the defense needs to get touched upon too here. Anything?
Shooting Juju and Zeke off into the sun. I think we pretty much covered it.
Dude, I can't wait till Zeke throws a touchdown pass to fucking Juju and they fuck in the end zone and look at you and say you like this.
I'd be afraid Zeke would eat the ball. Thinking it's a fucking turkey.
So I have
a he looks good.
He actually does not look bad.
I am going to call someone out on the Patriots. Now, I don't know if you guys ever thought that we would call this person out. Where the fuck is Christian Barmore?
Yeah, what's up with that?
This is where I said that like I might sound like a talk show host thing where listen, I know does he absorb double teams? Does he do whatever? Yeah. We didn't get Christian Barmore to just absorb double teams. We got him to make impact. He's done nothing.
Yeah. We want Vince Wilfork. We don't want
like that. Yeah, no, dude, even give me like 75% of Vince Wilfork. Because right now, Barmore is like the worst person on the defensive line. I know I'm being facetious, but I'm mad at
I don't think it's a bad thing that you're even calling him out. It's because we have such high expectations of him.
Yes.
We're all unilaterally across the board here, huge Barmore guys. So when we call him out, it's because we expect greatness and we friggin' I think you
The fuck
sent
did
in
he
the group
do?
chat. You're like, is there an APB out on Christian Barmore? Has this dude been kidnapped? Can
He
somebody
had
put
one
out an
tackle,
Amber
guys.
Alert?
One
Yeah,
tackle.
that's fucking atrocious. Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what's up
don't.
with Christian Gonzalez.
I
Or,
don't
sorry, Christian
see.
Barmore.
Oh no, we'll talk about him because I had a very up and down night with him. But like, upon like taking my
That's kinky.
anger glasses off, I'm all in on Christian Gonzalez. But yeah, Christian Barmore. I'm not going to look up the pressures and stuff like that because I just don't have time to. But again, it doesn't. You didn't bring him here. You didn't draft him to be like a little piece, to be like a Devin Godshaw, to be someone like that. No, you brought him here to be your anchor on the defensive line. Christian Barmore needs you to step up. And again, I know we're 2 weeks in. So like kind of like I said about the Zeke criticisms and the offense criticisms as a whole, you got to kind of temper him a little bit. But like just generally speaking, Christian Barmore, you got to step up because you're playing like second half Patriots defense right now, where it's just I don't know where you are. Like I don't see it. I don't like any of it. But yeah, I just wanted to start out with that. Al, since you brought up Christian Gonzalez, I want to talk about him.
Yeah, third best corner in the NFL according to Pro Football Focus.
I initially got mad at him because it looked like every time Waddle, Hill, someone would catch a ball, looked like Gonzalez was in the area. But of course, I'm not a football mind, so I don't break it down. A lot of that time, come to find out, that was zone coverage. And for you people that don't know zone coverage, it's not man-to-man. As a corner, you cover a zone. That's where it is. Someone comes in there, you get to it. Like, it is what it is. So I kind of reined back a little bit on my hate of him. Not even hate, just anger towards him. He did a very good job on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Very good job. With all the God. Oh yeah, and then we'll talk about fucking the Marcus Jones, our top 3 corners gone. But yeah, Marcus Jones went down. But yeah, Gonzalez, I very, very pleasantly surprised. He had his first pick too, which was a good pick, read the route, came through, got it. It was awesome. I think even if that, because the ball was slightly underthrown to Hill, but I think even if he, kind of let him a little bit, Gonzalez looked like he was going to get there. So good grades for Gonzalez. Do you guys have anything to say about him?
How many big plays did Tyreek Hill have? Like friggin' none.
Yeah, the touchdown, but it was just a quick.
But that was a 2-yard pass, friggin'.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a quick out route.
There was no can opener plays. And that was what we were talking about last show. We're like, all right, how are the Patriots gonna defend this incredible number 1 offense, all that bullshit after one fucking game? That's exactly how they do it. Let Waddle free run all over the place. Waddle can waddle all over the fucking field if he wants to. It doesn't matter. Tyreek Hill is not going to get 60-yard catches on us. He's not going to scalp us and take it to the end zone. See how I work scalping into the episode. It's just they completely took away what the Dolphins really wanted to do, and it was immaculate. What I want to speak on Gonzalez is not any of the stuff that people get really horny over. It's the tackling. In the first game, he had 5 tackles and a sack, and then the last game, he had 6. The fucker has almost led the team. He did the last game, I believe, but the first game, I think he was 2nd or 3rd in tackles.
Yeah.
This is why everyone loved him as a corner, because I didn't understand that at all. When I watch his highlights, it's only his pick sixes. It's only his interception. No one shows highlights of a corner
plays,
making
that's
tackles.
What it is.
Yeah. But, Bill Belichick looked at his tape and just got wet over the fact that this dude can tackle, and no one else in the league gives a fuck. But Bill Belichick was like, this dude can tackle. We need him. And it completely shows up. He has lived up to that. Even if he didn't get an interception, which was huge, and I loved it, I would still say he had a phenomenal game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think there was one where Hill caught it and he like juked out a couple corners and Gonzalez kind of came from the side, wrapped him up, went right around his hips, drag. I mean, you saw in the sack last week, looked like Jalen Hurts was kind of getting out of it, but Gonzalez got him down. So
I don't think he's missed a tackle this season. If I remember,
which is good. Al, I'm assuming you feel the same way about Gonzalez. Your team.
Christian Gonzalez is going to be a stud for years on this defense.
I hope so.
Stud.
I hope so.
I was completely wrong. Remember, he was my. I predicted him as my disappointment. Yep. Yeah, I'm a huge pussy. I will come out and say that. 2 weeks in, I don't care if it's early. I suck.
Yeah, no, I'm all in on him. What sucked, and I don't think, Al, unless you've seen anything come up since we've been here, I don't think we've seen anything on Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones got hurt, so currently the Patriots are down all three Joneses. All three. Jack Jones can't come back until week 5, right? Because he's out. He was on the IR, so that's 4 weeks. He's out. Jonathan Jones, he might come back this week. I don't know. The Patriots obviously haven't practiced yet, so we'll see. Having him come back would be cool. Marcus Jones, we don't know yet. A position that was a strength. I don't care who you are. When you lose your top 3 corners, and I'm not going to count Gonzalez as a top corner because he was a rookie, so he's kind of in like a separate little class on his own. But when you have your top 3 corners on the depth chart go down, gonna be tough sledding. And I think the Patriots defense did admirably without them. I mean, they held the Miami to 24 points. So, they did a good job on defense with what they had, but it was just it was just frustrating to see another corner go down, another injury. And it's just we saw what it's doing to the offensive line. I just hope it doesn't do that to the secondary. Luckily, we have a pseudo bye week coming up this weekend, so that's cool. We'll talk about that before we get out, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Marcus Jones thing.
Dude, I was devastated.
What is your concern level if he's out any extended period of time?
It depends for me what the status is with Jonathan Jones. If Jonathan Jones comes back this week, then it's a little bit easier pill to swallow. But if you're missing both Joneses, Marcus and Jonathan, especially going into a Jet game that you need to get, then the concern level comes up for me a little bit, because then if Christian Gonzalez, and then who do you have after that? Miles Bryant, Sean Wade,
Jalen Mills is going to have to play some corner.
Jalen Mills is going to, yeah, exactly. So, you better hope Jonathan Jones is healthy for week 3.
Which I think he practiced all week. It seemed like he kind of I
don't think he practiced Friday.
He picked up a little injury towards the end. Well, yeah, if you let me finish, that's what I was saying. You told me to let you finish.
Oh, funny how you don't like being interrupted, huh?
Mr. Fucking teacher can't let people finish. Mr. Almost sophisticated, college education, blah, blah, blah. Let your fucking elder speak. Oh, your elder. He did only miss the one.
Use that on basically anyone, huh?
He did miss obviously the end of the week of practice, but I don't there wasn't any concern with it was this big crazy thing. He just kind of wasn't there. So I'm hoping that he just kind of tweaks something a little bit. Obviously, we'll see tomorrow, when they who's at practice and all that stuff. But yeah, if Jonathan Jones comes back, you can get away with, because I think Garrett Wilson is a little nicked up too from the Jets right now. So you can get away with just playing Jonathan Jones and Christian Gonzalez with little Miles Bryant, Sean Wade in there.
Miles Bryant's been playing really well, actually.
Miles Bryant's been very good. But
who saw that coming?
It's the Dallas game where you need all hands on deck in the secondary. But
barely, it's Dallas.
But Dallas right now, one of the top 2 teams in the league.
Yeah, they played Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson. Come on.
And the Patriots got Zach Wilson coming up.
Yeah, and you just called that a bye week.
Al's over here sounding like a robot.
Yeah. What was that? Domo Origato, Mr. Roboto.
Fucking RoboCop over here.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word of that, Al, but even if I did understand it, I know I wouldn't have liked it.
But yeah, defense though, I said
the Cowboys always look like a Super Bowl contender early in the season.
Yeah, exactly.
This is true.
They play shitty fucking competition.
This is true. This who else deserves a lot of kudos? Jelani Tavai.
Yeah,
dude is flying around. He's got that Troy Polamalu hair, running around, making tackles, hitting people. Like him, the defense. I'm not necessarily worried about the defense because they were, like I said, they were down 2 corners. I mean, 3 corners if you want to throw Jack Jones in there too. So whatever, you're going against a very high-powered, quick offense. It is what it is. But yeah, I think the defense is going to be fine in the long run. Judon's still playing well. Uche, everybody's still kind of playing well. It's just I want to see more from Barmore, and I hope Gonzalez can kind of keep going. Marte Mapu, by the way, all in on him. Dude's fast as shit.
Thank you.
I know he got flagged for the unnecessary roughness or something. Tough call because you could see he shouldn't have lowered his head and went, but just a tough call on him. But it is what it is.
I love it. Modern day gladiators hurt him.
Yeah. Defense. You guys have anything else on the defense that you want to bring up?
Matt Judon looking good.
Of course, always.
Matt
It
Judon
almost
came to
goes
play,
without
man.
saying now.
Yeah, Matt Judon is kind of one of those things where I think if you're gonna pick like 5 people from the team where you can kind of say, you know, they're out there every single play, like you can't necessarily blame anything on them. Judon is on that list. Juwan Bentley is on that list. I would throw Mac Jones on that list. I would throw, it's crazy to say, I would throw Miles Bryant on that list.
I would too.
I just
Kyle
and then
Duggar,
maybe,
that's what I have to say. You guys see that deflection by Kyle Duggar? Dude.
if he doesn't deflect that, that's probably a touchdown. If he doesn't deflect
100%. That. Dude, what a play. What instincts.
Dude.
What the dude clearly studied film, completely threw Tua off. What an
he turned his hips
play.
at the last second. It
entirely.
Was crazy.
Oh my God. It's like
you can see he's playing on the line. Tua snaps it. He kind of goes into the line, comes back, completely turns his hips the other way and bats the ball.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he's facing, completely facing the wrong way. Ball's going over his shoulder, flips. I was like, I fucking love him. I love it. He goes on your list too, Mike.
You know what we have to, and I almost forgot about it. See, I told you guys by the end of this fucking conversation, I'm going to be back on the train. Thank you for this, by the way. I needed this. Brandon Schooler.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. What a play.
So this was, I thought we were going to talk about this after the defense, but
was there anything else on the defense, by the way? Did you guys have anything else?
Pretty much wraps it up.
Okay,
Move on.
Positives from here on out. Brandon Schooler.
Not even, yes, Brandon Schooler. Obviously, he's the next Matthew Slater. He's our beacon of light when it comes to special teams. Bill Belichick did it again, dude. That motion on the field goal blocking was the best play for the Patriots.
No one ever thought of that. It's something when you see it and you're like
100+ years of history, no one's thought of that. It's so fucking
like not quite like that. You've had players kind of like come towards the line, but you've never had someone like longest yard that shit where you like are at the sideline and that they saw. Did you see Pat McAfee break it down?
Yeah,
he broke it down because it was like there has to be some sort of tell. And if you look, the holder, Jake Bailey, used to be a kicker for the Patriots. The holder when he's almost about to do it, he takes like a deep breath and his helmet kind of goes down. And on the wide view, you see the second his helmet goes down, Schooler takes off towards the line. So it's like it's just, these are the things dude, when you get excited. The precision.
We have the best coach in history.
Dude, who else catches that?
And
who else? Oh.
And then to break it out later in the game, after you already had the punt block, he breaks out a fake where Brandon Schooler wasn't going for the block. He goes, just scare the kicker.
And he missed.
Don't go for the block. And he missed.
And he needed to miss that for the game to still be Dude, like achievable.
I was speechless. I was like, Bill, you did it again.
Dude, my nipples are hard talking about
that.
Oh my God.
You sullied son of a bitch. You went out there and did it again. And now, I'm sure you guys have seen it all over social media. I'm sure everyone in the league is going to try this, and it's going to get banned by week 5.
It's not going to work, though. I guarantee you, people are going to try, and you're going to see teams like, try to run up and try to
neutral zone infractions.
No matter what happens, it will never look as fluid on the like real time when they were like shoot it, like when the play was happening, because you see the camera like zoom out how it does. And out of fucking nowhere. Like he teleports. He just runs in from the side. And I'm like, at first, because I think even Collinsworth said it. He was like, the Patriots trying to get someone on late. No, I think that's what we all thought.
Yeah.
But this was the plan. Dude, you will never see that play done that smoothly ever again. Ever again. That was like the first time you saw someone jump over the center. And you're like,
yeah.
You can do that? Like, what the
fuck? It's crazy.
And Bill Belichick did that too with Jamie Collins. He's like, you're fucking huge. Just leap the center. You're a crazy athlete. Go for it.
Just jump. And that's
then they banned that too.
Yeah, because now you can't go over him. That's what McAfee was saying, because they did that against the Colts when he was the holder. And he was like, they did that to me. And I remember I was ready for the ball. And I look up and I just see this giant man jump it, because McAfee's on his knee at this point because he's the holder. So he's even lower. So he just sees like from the heavens, just Jamie Collins.
He's like 6'2". Jamie Collins was a house.
He's huge. Yeah, dude, that play. Oh my
Incredible.
God. That was
I'm almost sad that they wasted it on a game like against the Dolphins when they probably
dude.
should have broke it out in a more
They
important game.
wasted
But
that and the
either
red
way,
jerseys.
yeah, 100%. It's
Make those the home
so
jerseys. Those jerseys are
yeah.
beautiful.
I like those. I like that. They should make
So
those the
much
home
for
jerseys
the
and the white
undefeated and the
throwbacks the
red
away.
jerseys. That one
Oh, don't
hurts.
worry.
Is
We're
that
playing the Bills. We're playing the Bills in the red
yeah,
jerseys. We'll get back to
I'm
our
going
winning
to that game. I'm fired up.
Hey,
But friggin',
bitch.
I know free tickets too. I'm so psyched. But yeah, no, unbelievable play. Bill Belichick's a fucking genius. Can't talk about it enough. Obviously, it's special teams. I don't get excited about special teams, dude. I was uproarious.
Dude, I'm getting excited. This Bryce Behringer, his first kick in the NFL, a 49-yarder, which like pretty. I mean, hey, 49 yards isn't a chip shot nowadays. Whatever.
Nope. Is it?
Boom.
Do you mean Chad Ryland?
Chad Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chad Riley.
Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to say it.
Yeah. Got your one
right.
pronunciation.
Got it right.
Yeah. Well, that was
That's
two.
your one
I got
strike.
two.
Oh, it was
I'm
two?
a fucking
Wow.
pro now.
You know that's
Yeah.
called, Mike. That's called improvement.
It is. Good for you. Something Al doesn't see from his students very often.
That was
Yeah,
just
but dude,
hurtful.
Chad Ryland though, nice kick there. I don't think I had any other specific things or anything to talk about with this game. Do you guys have any anything else that we missed that we didn't talk about it?
I want to preview this Jets game.
This one.
Yeah. So we're moving on to that. I think the thing coming out of this Dolphins game, it's just clean up the mistakes. Everything else will follow. It is what it is. But luckily, like I said earlier, the Patriots have a tailor-made remedy for their ailments, guys. And it is one, the New York Jets. Jets suck.
Thank God.
When you need them the most, when you need someone to just help, that they come through. And the Patriots get the Jets this weekend. I don't think we're not going to do like a winning prediction thing because I think we all think the Patriots are going to win. I think they need to win. But yeah, Al, you wanted to break it up, kick us off. We're not going to spend too long on it because it's been long as it is. But still, kick us off where you want to talk about with the Jets thing. Or do you have anything specific? Is Al frozen again?
It's super insightful, Al. I'm on the edge of my seat. Keep going.
Okay. So, Liam,
I agree.
I
can't believe it.
Just have a conversation with Al.
Yeah.
Liam, did you have anything that you want to start with on the Jets game? I can't wait for this weekend.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
this is gonna be so fun.
The biggest thing to start with is Zach Wilson, dude. It's a dub. It's a win. We're playing Zach Wilson. He's terrible. He's awful. Like
Praise be.
Do you guys see what Shannon Sharp said about Zach Wilson?
Oh, I
remember it. I just forget what it was.
It was hilarious. So the one on the panel, he was asked, "Can Zach Wilson play quarterback for the New York Jets?" And Shannon Sharp said, "I don't think Zach Wilson could play dead in a horror movie."
Oh yeah, he did say that. That's right. Dude, I remember that now.
Zach Wilson, and like the thing is, part of me feels bad because he didn't. I think maybe because he just looks like such a doofus, where like you just feel bad for him. But like he did not get a fair shake. I think the Jets fans were ruthless, and I think it self-inflicted a lot of it.
He's not very good,
dude. Yeah, like I'm sorry, man. You are what we call a career backup, which is fine. Yeah. The league needs backup. You'll be well paid. Your family will be well paid.
Best job in the world.
It genuinely is. But dude, all you need to say about this game is Zach Wilson is going against a Bill Belichick. I don't care about the Jets about that. Although, we did say this last year and it came down to but see, I don't
but our offense was anemic and it's not anymore.
Thank you for stopping me because I do not want to bring up last year because the offense is completely different. Guys, it's Zach Wilson.
Completely different thing. Yeah. And it's like, and worst case, it ends up like that punt return game last year where we win just sparingly. That's worst case. Yeah. If everything goes to shit.
And I think too, this is going to be a defensive minded game. But I think the Patriots are going to put up enough points. I see this being, and I'll give a score prediction. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go with 17-10 Patriots. 17-10 Patriots. Awesome. I think that hey, listen.
No, I was going to say that. That's why.
Sorry.
No, 17-6.
Thunder.
17-6.
Yeah, I don't think they get a touchdown.
Yeah, 2 field goals. I think Zach Wilson throws.
I think they'll get like a lucky touchdown, like somehow, some way, like they'll. Or a fluke play or something like that.
Does
Like,
anyone think the Cowboys defense is better than the Patriots defense? Because I don't.
No, Cowboys have a good defense, but I
They
don't
play
think
shit
that
teams.
they're.
But
I don't think they're better.
Zach
The
Wilson's
Jets have a
only
shit
time,
offensive line.
yeah, the only time they produced points was like an 80-yard Garrett Wilson touchdown on a broken coverage. Like that's not going to happen against us.
What is with Garrett Wilson? I think something is still going on with him, but yeah.
But Christian Gonzalez will cover him anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not going to matter, right?
Going to have Garrett Wilson singing Akon. Locked up.
Oh yeah, and then did you guys also see fucking Sauce Gardner? The soft ass had to delete his Twitter.
Yeah.
Dude,
he had a good game.
Oh yeah, I did see
team
that.
is I'm telling you, they are imploding. They're always the Jets are always going to jet. It does not matter if it's because there's going to be an injury, there's going to be some bullshit, there's going to be the image. Something is going to happen. The Jets will never, in my lifetime, the Jets will never be a good
not saying
football
much.
team.
You're on the back nine of your life.
Well, that's why I'm saying it. I only got a good 10 years left.
Yeah.
So
let's use a youthful example. In my lifetime,
I also need to let you. I am 31, people. Like, granted, I turned 32 in December, but like let's go. Still, Calves of Steel, Mikey Calves. But yeah, I think Sauce Gardner gets cooked. I just don't. I don't see. Do you guys? Let me pose this question. Do you guys see any way that the Jets win? And I don't know. Al,
I can't with Zach Wilson as quarterback. I just can't. Unless they decide to run the ball 50 times with Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. But
Dalvin Cook doesn't even look
But again,
good.
if it's how the Patriots played the run against the Eagles, I don't see the Jets being able to do it. But if they could run the ball like the Dolphins did a little bit, then it's a competitive game. But I still think the Patriots win as long as they don't turn the ball over.
But it's completely different offenses there. With the Eagles, they're a running team. You want to take away the run. With the Dolphins, it's passing team. You want to take away the pass. You'll give them the runs for the Dolphins. Right. With the Jets, the game plan is going to be stop the run, make Zach Wilson beat you.
And Dalvin Cook.
No one thinks Zach Wilson can beat you.
I think what was it? It was I forget what it was. I'm not going to pull it up right now, but it was the Patriots, one of the only teams that held Dalvin Cook to like 2-something yards per carry, or like an average of 2 yards per carry or something.
You guys want to do a Deadpool on Zach Wilson? We'll just do strictly on how many interceptions he throws, because obviously he's going to throw one against the Patriots.
3. I'm going.
You think 3
for the game
for this upcoming game?
Yeah, 3. I'm going 3. I'm going 3? all up.
So Mike has.
I'll go 2.
2, and I don't want to take 1 because that would just be too easy.
Yeah.
Let's put a little reward system, because Mike's is difficult. He can have the most outlandish reward because mine's the easiest. I can have the easiest reward. I was going to say 3, and then I was going to make you guys admit that Juju and Zeke suck. But
dude, I think mine is easy, to be honest. I think we should be up to 4 or 5. Give me 3
picks last year.
I was going to say
give me 3 picks and a fumble.
3 picks and a fumble. No, because then there's too many. Let's just do interceptions. Let's just stick to interceptions. Keep it simple.
Yeah. I'll go
what do you want as a reward? You can pick pretty outlandish for 3.
Oh, it's very simple. The next episode, I need you to come on, and right after we do the intro, I need you to say, "Thank God the Patriots have Ezekiel Elliott and Juju Smith-Schuster on this team. I love them. Can't wait to see what they do next week, guys." Al, on to you. That's what I want you to say.
I'll tell you what. I'll make mine easy. Give me $10.
$10. That would be split between Mike and I. Yeah, okay, that's fair. And then for 1, what the fuck can I say? It's a guarantee they're gonna get 1. I gotta be fair to you guys here.
Imagine if he doesn't. Imagine if he throws I'm not even gonna say.
No. Well, if he throws none, then he'll have 7 fumbles. But friggin' damn, for 1, like what's something basic?
You have to be basic, man. Whatever.
No, but it's got to be like an easy. For 1, both you guys do the show shirtless next game. Next.
Okay.
Next.
I'll do it. You got me for that.
All right,
you got
fine.
me
All
for
right,
that.
deal.
I'll do
Yeah.
that. I'll do that.
Cool.
I
Not
cannot.
a
And you
chance.
know why?
Yeah.
Why?
No,
You
no.
know,
Who gives a fuck?
not a shot in hell.
Why?
got you.
Who gives a shit? I'd do
I
it
got you.
shirtless.
I'll show off the 31-year-old body. I'm in.
Because, well, two reasons, Liam. One, I like my full-time job, and two, I don't want to scare anybody on the internet.
I don't think you get fired for being shirtless on a podcast, especially when you explain to them that it's because Zach Wilson sucks. They probably understand.
They'll be like, we get it.
What's sad is like my principal and a bunch of other teachers are big Patriots fans, so I think they would understand.
So you're in the clear. Drop that shirt, baby. Come on. Oh, you punk. All right. Well, there's got to be some sort of punishment for you, because then it wouldn't be fair. Because me and Mike are splitting a $5 cost.
I'll tell you what. I'll say Nelson Aguilar is the greatest receiver of all time.
No, I need more than that.
I'll say, all right. I will say Nelson Aguilar and Braxton Berrios are two of the better receivers that I've seen in my lifetime.
I want you to say Nelson Aguilar is my dad.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, I can do that.
Deal.
I can do that.
All right. The Zach Wilson Deadpool is in. Of course you're winning it. Are you shitting me? I wanted 3 interceptions. Of course.
He's going to throw 4 and no one's going to win. That's what's going to happen. But do you guys, last thing, do you guys consider this game as close to a must win as you can?
1,000%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you lose this game, I'm going to kill myself. So,
yeah. No, you're down 0-2 right now. But I will say, glimmer of hope, you're down 0-2. So are the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Bengals. I throw the Broncos in because like people still see them as a frisky team. The Bengals and the Chargers too are 0-2. I don't care if you think the teams are better. The record is still the record. You're still 0-2. So, but all is not gone though. Patriots can still come back. Last time they were 0-2. They won the Super Bowl that year. That was 0-1. So,
also
good precedent.
Real quick, shout out to the family of Dale Mooney, the 53-year-old man that died at the Patriots game because of a fight with a fan.
Crazy.
There is a GoFundMe. So if you can go on GoFundMe, make a donation, go GoFundMe.com, you'll find it. It's unfortunate. A season ticket holder got into a fight, and you know what? I hope that Dolphins fan that punched him out, I hope that he gets what's coming to him. I hope.
Probably shouldn't get in a fight at a fucking game either. Though.
It's crazy, dude. To get in a fight, like I get yelling and everything. Dude, that's the fun.
Obviously, no one deserves to lose their life. I'm sure he wasn't entirely.
Nobody deserves. You don't need to get into a physical altercation. You really don't.
Yeah, certainly. Dude. It happens all the time.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Never. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's
so unnecessary.
No, that's nuts. Yeah, no, definitely not. Another PSA, nothing to do with football. This Friday, Blink-182 is coming out with a single. One more time. That's what it's called. What
you posted? Ooh.
And their album is coming out October 20th. 17 songs. Let's go. It is.
When I think of one more time, all I can think of is Daft Punk. But
it's going to be great. They had a snippet. It's going to be sad. The whole thing is one more time because they're saying one more time, like nothing should have to happen again. All these people should have to get hurt for us to come together. It's awesome. Watch their video they posted on YouTube too. It's awesome. Blink-182, can't fucking wait. Best concert I've ever been to. I've been to 3, so big sample size. But yeah, guys, I feel better. Thank you for this. Hopefully we come on next week. We're 1-2, and then you got a Dallas game that's winnable. You're 2-2 going into a relatively easy couple games. You got the you got the Saints, and then I forget who you got after. We were talking about it before.
But. And you never know. Maybe the Bengals will be winless by the time we get them late in the season.
Who knows? So for Liam, for Al with the shitty Wi-Fi, I'm Mike. He's playing. You got us, Al. You stupid son of a bitch.
Fuck.
Oh God. But yeah. So for the gang, we're here. Hopefully we helped you guys get through this shitty loss. And
you certainly helped Mike.
You really did. I'm happy now. I'm happy. And especially because we're on to New York. We're on to the Jets. Yeah. So we got a dub coming. If the Patriots lose to the Jets,
I might not even come on. It would be so bad.
Next week is going to be rough. So, but we don't have to worry because it's the Jets, Zach Wilson.
It's literally not a chance.
Picks.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Donezo. So, yeah, guys, we're out. See you next week. Episode 100, guys. Happy to do it with you.
Later.
Fire me up, baby.
See you later. 100.